Greetings, everybody. It's Daniel and Cathadora. Good to see you. Yeah. So, hopefully I'm not going to be like burpy tonight. I just had a burrito, like a pretty good sized burrito. Anyway, here, let's move this. Let's move this. Where is my camera? Oh, that's the overlay. No, we don't want that. We want this unlocked. We want that. There we go. That's much easier than moving myself. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't eat until just now all day today. Like, not on purpose. Like, I got up and I ran a couple errands. I had to go, look, my bass is back. I got my bass back from the shop. I got it set up with new strings. Which, to be honest, I've never had that bass set up. Like, I bought it from the big box place. It was like an impulse buy, and it's actually like, it was pretty good impulse buy. Like, if you know, like, it was a pretty good. If I was gonna impulse buy a bass, that was a good choice. I did get the G string fixed, and the D string, and the A string, and the E string. So fancy. There wasn't anything wrong with the strings. Like, a setup in like guitar terminology just means it's like taking your car in for a tune-up. So it's just like scheduled maintenance. So anyway, oh yeah, and what's up, DCS Deep? Yeah. Oh, so we got the thing. I swapped out. I've just been doing kind of like low-key fundraisers. So, like, I don't have a goal set or anything, but just I wanted to help. There's like, you know, the whole like the fire thing in the LA area is kind of horrible, and so I wanted to do something to help. I made some donations. I donated to Music Cares, like not through the channel campaign, and I donated to World Central Kitchen because they have a lot of people on the ground, like feeding people, including first responders, but just, you know, people that need to eat, because there's probably a lot of people that are stressed and whatever. So I did that. So anyway, so and I donated to, is it WatchGuard? No, WatchGuard makes networking stuff. Is it Watch Duty? Where is it? There's a thing. There's a thing that had maps, and I donated to them. And they'll be in Watch Duty. App.watchduty.org is their site. So I've been, I have a lot of friends in LA, and so I've been kind of just like, I don't want to bother them. But I've been like watching the map to just kind of see if it looks like their homes are safe. Do I have an extra letter? Oh yeah, I do. See, that's what. Thank you, Cathadora. That's the timer. We'll just fix that. We'll just fix that right now. Thank you, Good Eye. I actually like made an alias, so it's Music Cares, and I think it's like a charitable foundation run by the Grammy people. Where's my timers? And so I made it, and it's really easy to typo, like where you think if you're going to spell the two words, there would be two C's, but there's not two C's in the org name. There's only one C in the org name. Let's just fix that right now. Music cares. Check the other one. Yeah, I did it right, the other one. What's up, the Radical D? Good to see you. DCS Deep says, I've been watching the fire maps too for certain folks. You know who, yeah. Yeah, is I know who in the clear right now? You can PM me if you want, and I'll look after stream. See, Radical D says, doing good. Just got back from a 9-mile walk, so currently in a heap on the couch. That I like long walks. Hope it was good. Hope it was a good walk. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So if you don't feel obligated, but you know, if you want to help, that is one way that you can help some of the music industry folks, and not just musicians. Like it's any music industry professionals. So all of the supporting roles as well, and whatever. So yeah, Radical D says, I like them too. My feet don't so much, but whatever's. Yeah, good shoes make a big difference too. Let's see, DC says, had to evac, but not heard if had returned. Okay. Well, that means that person is probably safe. So that's good. That's the important. That's the most important thing. Everything else is important too, but that's the most important thing. Okay, let's do some warming up, shall we? Oh, so also, like, was it Thursday? There's some, I don't know if you can hear it. Well, it's not gonna, oh, there it is. There's some buzzing on my C string, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, so I was like trying to figure out, like, where is that coming from? And then there was like a little, you know, it sounded like maybe there was like something rattling around inside the body of the cello, and obviously I didn't fix the rattle because I can still hear it. So I was up like shaking the thing around, you know, whatever. There's a dust bunny in there, so I took care of that. Got the dust bunny out, but that did not solve my rattle. That did not solve the rattle problem. Oh, thanks, Cathedora. Yeah, it's soon. It's soon, and it's not going to be broadcast or anything. Usually what I do is I bring my tripod, and I bring one of my cameras, and I actually like set up the tripod and record just my part, because there's like, you know, there's like consent is a thing, and there's kids and like whatever. So I just record. I literally I hit record, and then I walk out to the performance area. It's not really a stage, because there's no, like, it's not elevated. And then I come, and then people, and then I do my thing, and then people clap, and then I walk back over to my camera and stop my camera. So yeah, thanks, the Radical D. I appreciate that. I also I've been playing I had a nice piano accompaniment part that I found just from YouTube, like it was specifically an accompaniment part. And the tempo is kind of slow, so I'm not going to use that. I kind of stopped using it. It was nice to hear what the part is, but when I've been at my lessons, my teachers had it kind of stepped up a little bit tempo-wise, so we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Anyway, let's warm up. with this warm-up today. Okay. Usually I do that a little bit longer, but I don't want to. I got a lot of stuff to get through today. Let's just log that. First position. Oh, so, well, some of you were here. Some of you were hanging out when I did, last Monday, when I did a little open mic night with some of my other music nerd friends. And we got Zoom bombed. It was on Zoom. We got Zoom bombed, and there was somebody came in, and I don't know how they actually did it, but there was just this giant. I don't know how long it was on the screen on the YouTube stream, but there was just this picture of somebody's body parts. Just was actually like really like it was framed really nicely, and it was like, it wasn't just like a picture in like a poorly lit bathroom or whatever, but it was like they were like outside. It was a bright sunny day. Like it was framed really nicely. Yeah. It was like right before I was gonna start. We're like, oh, all right. I don't know, like, for those of you that were there, I think DCS Deep was there and Cathedora was there. I'm sorry if that was, if you would rather not relive that memory, but, like it was on the Zoom for a while, but I don't know if John, the organizer, like how quickly he got the stream feed, changed over. It was pretty epic, yeah. Yeah, but like, you know, they had gone to some effort to compose the shot at least, so... You know, there was that. I told my cello teacher that actually, because he's a photographer, and he was like, "What's Zoom bombing?" I was like, "Well, it's when somebody you didn't invite comes and crashes your Zoom and then does things you wish they'd rather not do." So anyway, don't let random people into your Zoom meetings. That's the moral of that story. All right, let's do... Okay, chat, pick a number. Let's see, let me just look and see what we've been doing. Pick a number... Oh... An integer. What's up, Rocker Man? Nice to see you here. Well, here. So I'm going to do... Pick a number 1 through 0 to 3, an integer 0 to 3. And while you're doing that, then I'm gonna do some shout outs. We're gonna shout out the Radical D. So everybody go give the Radical D a follow. She's a musician and does a lot of like Ableton programming. She plays guitar. She's in a band with her husband. It's a good time. Some of you may remember the raid train that I did. That's who organized it. The one like a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I don't know what it's time. No, DCS Deep 3.145 is not an integer. It is a special number, but it is not an integer. Integers do not have decimal points. Or if they do, it's 0.0 all the way, repeating zeros. So no, you cannot choose 3.145. Anyway, Cathedora already picked 2 because Cathedora is fast. So we're going to do this one. And what tempo? I'm just checking what I did last time. 112. Well, that's way faster than 92. So this is in triplets. There you are. Okay. See, Rockerman, DCS Deep says, so I cannot, yeah, to Etude Brute. No. Rockerman says, been a chill day, had some snowfall, and I've been working on a Lego F1 car. The normal scale ones, not the huge ones that take forever to build. Cool. That sounds like a nice day, Rockerman. All right, DCS Deep, since you said you were being cheeky and you said 3.145, we're going to round that down to the nearest integer, and we're also going to do this. We're also going to do this one. Enough of that one. Let's turn that off. Welcome back, Daniel. Everybody follow Daniel, too. And also follow Cathedora. Cathedora's been streaming a ton. So Daniel's a guitarist. Plays bass pretty well, too. He plays like 17 million other instruments. And he's learning violin, so he's a bowed string friend, too. And Cathedora has been streaming a ton. They were streaming Animal Crossing earlier today. Often streams in the morning, U.S. Eastern Time. And it's a nice place to hang out. We were talking about pizza. We were talking about pizza when I was there. I like pizza. Daniel, okay, so Daniel, you said you were icing. What happened? What has caused you to ice? If you don't mind sharing, you're welcome to not share. You're welcome to tell me to mind my own damn business if you would like. I saw you were like doing some video game streams. Let's see here. Oh, chat, you get to pick another. You get to pick another thing. So we're gonna start counting. We're going to start counting there. So you get to pick another integer and pick an integer from 1 to 12, and the first person that's not Cathedora gets to pick what I'm going to do. Gets to pick the scale that I'm going to use. An integer 1 to 12. See, Daniel says I had to shovel over 100 pounds of snow, about 3 to 4 feet to get to my car, and then more to get my car out. Yeah. Snow shoveling injuries are a thing. And then I put down multiple 50-pound bags of salt. I mean, you were just so fast that I think we should let somebody else get a chance. Rockerman, that's 19 is greater than 12. But it is an integer. I could add the 1 and the 9 to get 10. And then I would have to count a lot. See, Daniel says, so my body, hands, shoulders, hands, all in pain. I have 0 grip strength. 11. Thank you, Daniel. See, this is what happens when this is what happens when we let the chat choose. There's a lot of I think it's like a thing. I mean, I know you're not snow happens. You're not in a place where, well, actually, are you? Did you relocate? You said you were thinking about it. You don't have to say where. Yeah, I believe you, Cathedora. Believe you. 11T1. All right, Cathedora gets to pick. Since Cathedora is the one that can follow instructions. Daniel says, I had a friend who's a massage therapist and she offered a massage. I said, do I have to move to get to you? Then no. Okay, 10. So we're going to actually... So I said we were going to start counting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do B flat. We're going to do B flat major. Let's get this out of the way. And I'm going to set up a drone so I can use that to pitch against in a B flat. Okay, you haven't relocated yet. So yeah, you're not in a place that is unfamiliar with the snow, but it sounds like it was really heavy wet snow then I would assume. What's up, Dark Native? Good to see you. Dark Native says, peeking in from work, seems like it's been a moon since I've seen you live. Well, it's good to see you. It's like I enjoy seeing you around in the chats, and I like seeing you here. Everybody go follow Dark Native, by the way. He does a bunch of different programming, but focuses on a lot of promoting indigenous artists, LGBTQIA+ artists, Two-Spirit as well. And does some education about the indigenous community and the things that are important to the indigenous community and that kind of thing. So definitely plays a lot of music. That's why he's got the DJ program symbol there. So it's a good place to hang out. Have a good work day, Dark Native, and it's good to see you. Okay. Okay, let's do another scale. Chat, pick another number, 1 through 12, and it cannot be 10. It has to be an integer. a positive integer, 1 through 12, not 10, because we did 10. We just did 10. Rockerman says 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, D flat major. Ah. Ah. So D flat major. So B flat major starts in extended position like this. Here, let me move my cello over a little bit. This one starts in half position here. Let's start this again. No, don't be sorry, I asked. I can play all of them. Start. Why are you not? Oh, there we go. It's going now. Okay. So here, I just got to refresh so it's on the finger pattern. Yeah, that's right. Dark Native says I was going to combine 1, 12, and 13. Say 13. Y'all are spicy tonight. Cathedora, thanks for stopping in and hanging out. Everybody make sure you're following Cathedora because they're amazing. That's enough of that. So I'm working on intonation and shifting with that exercise, or warming up on that, or well, both. Okay, so let's do, what are we doing next? What did I say we were gonna do? Oh, we're gonna do vibrato exercises. That's what we're gonna do. You know what? Let's actually do this. This counts as a vibrato exercise. So this, I kind of stopped doing. This is my like kind of main warm up, but I kind of stopped doing it because I felt like I was doing it wrong, and I needed to focus on some other things so that I could do it right. So what I'm working on here really is weight transfer between my fingers. We we were checking my weight transfer at my lesson this past week, and one thing that I need to do is my pinky. I'm landing a little bit too much towards the bridge with my pinky. It should land a little flatter. Like I don't know. Like everybody's, my pinky's kind of curves a little bit. It kind of curves inward, a little bit. Everybody's pinkies are weird, but I tend to. I think because of that, I tend to land a little bit too much out here. So like my calluses on my pinky are definitely on the outside of the finger. I need to work on landing a little bit flatter, and then that should have more of my weight over my finger. And then my third finger, I'm pointing a little bit too far to the scroll when I land. Weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, DCSD, weight, the other kind of weight, not this kind of weight, not that kind of weight. Okay, so let's do that. And the metronome, hello, is so I don't go too fast. What's up, Nivex? Happy lurking. Good to see you. Hope you have a nice weekend. Let's move this out of my way. too much on my bow too soon, which is a thing that I do often. And I need to not do that. Stop there. Normally I do all the strings, but I'm doing this slow, and that's already been 6 minutes, and so that's probably enough of that exercise. Okay, I think, and then let's just do a little bit of this. So this is just to kind of keep everything working together. So we'll do eighth notes, and then we'll do triplets. I don't think I'll do 16th notes. So what's everybody got going on this weekend? The Radical D said she went for a walk. Hey, what's up, Davkind? What's up? Let's do this. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Tripwire. I'm practicing cello. Here, we'll give a shout out in a second. So I'm doing a vibrato exercise to loosen up my everything, basically. So what I'm doing is I've got a metronome going, and I'm doing eighth notes. Oh my goodness, there's another raid from Cupo de Scoop. Nice to see you. Here, let's do this. Do that. And then we'll do this. Oh, you know what? I made a thing. We can do that. Let's see. So here, let me pause this for a second. Let's see, Kupu de Scoop says, oh, in German. Let's see. It's probably, let's see. I took like 3 months of German in my life. But I remember Guten Tag and Guten Morgen is good morning, which it's probably past midnight. So technically Guten Morgen is technically okay. Guten Tag, wie geht's dir? Oh, yeah, that was about, oh, you played together. Awesome. Guten Morgen, Fitz. Okay, 3:33 a.m. Oh, nice. Hope you both had a great stream. Yeah, so we were doing the thing here. Let's do this. So yeah, so I'll get to playing actual music in a second here. Let's turn the metronome back on. I'll probably turn it down. It was louder before because I was playing. Can be used anytime. Guten Tag, I think, is more formal. And then, yeah, there's the formal and the informal in German. I know that. Really, all I actually remember how to say from my 3 months, it wasn't even 3 months because it was a semester, but I didn't have German for a whole semester. It was like a foreign language survey class for 1 semester. So there were 3 languages. We took a little bit of French, a little bit of German, and a little bit of Spanish in 1 semester. So basically all I remember how to say in German is Darf ich zur Toilette gehen? May I please use the toilet? That's pretty much it. I took Latin, which was a whole different thing. So yeah, I know how to say, may I please use the toilet, which is very, very useful when you're traveling. I use it exactly 0 times the few times I've been in Germany or German-speaking countries. I think I vaguely remember how to count, but probably not all the way to 10. Somewhere it is morning, I'm sure of it. Yes. I'm pretty sure you are correct. I'm pretty sure you are correct. So what were you playing? What were you playing again? I think you said, and then I missed it, and then I promptly forgot. It just like bounced off. It just bounced off. We played Hunt Showdown. Cool. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I do remember that, and now that you mention it. Okay, so let's do that. Oh my goodness. It's Etude as well. We got all of the raids. It's raid o'clock. Everybody go follow Etude. Etude is an amazing violinist and neighbor of mine. Not like actual neighbor, but like in the vicinity. Yeah, so we're just getting warmed up here. And let's see, what did I say we were going to do? We're going to be done with vibrato exercises. It's good to see you, Etude. I know I'm in your Discord, and I see when you go live, and I haven't popped over in a while, and I need to do that. Let's see here. What were we doing? What are we doing? Oh, we're going to do... Oh, good. Perfect. We're going to do a little Nina. So these... this piece it's a piece by Pergolesi. I know nothing about them. Probably him, because old guy. And my teacher assigned it to me as a vibrato exercise. So what I'm working on is just really opening up and getting a nice wide vibrato. Let's see. Let's see here. And I had I'm not going to use a backing track. I have a backing track for this, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Oh, and if you see me messing around down here, I have this, I use an app to track my practice called Mujo. So I'm like on my iPad's attached to my stand here. let's just own that. I'm gonna go back and clean this up too, because there's a couple things I want to clean up here. Then we'll just start cleaning things up, and then we'll do the whole thing at the end. On this little part here. So it decrescendos, so I need to get softer. What's up, DJ MC 2J Man, DJ out of Chicago. Go give them a follow. Rockerman says, "Is the looper working today so we can have fun later with sounds and whatnot?" I'd have to. It's here. I have to like do a little bit of setup, but it's not like a lot. So we might. I did actually. Oh, excuse me. I feel like I need to sneeze. I feel like I need to sneeze. One moment. Let me turn this off just in case. Oh well. Thank you for the follow. Let me give you a follow. Actually, I don't think I did that when I did the thing. We'll do this again. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So we've got that business handled. Okay. So that's Nina. Let's work on I want to work on some of the dynamics actually in this last part right here. So this part yeah, that scale, it starts forte and then there's a crescendo and I'm like, what? You want me to get louder? What? You want me to start forte and get even louder? And then the next one, so I don't think the next one starts piano and gets louder. And I totally didn't do that. So I kind of just did them the same at kind of like a mezzo forte, and maybe got a little bit louder, but I didn't do that very well. So let's work on that. Probably should start my bow a little bit closer to the frog, so the little handle thing is the frog. And it's kind of a tricky shift. Oh, you know what? So because it starts the second time, starts piano, and I'm kind of like... So bow management is a whole thing. It's a whole layer of thinking. You have to always be thinking about where is your... What percentage of the bow or what fraction of the bow are you in, so that you can get your bow in the right spot for the next note or the next 5 notes or whatever. So you always got to be thinking ahead about your bow. It's a whole thing. There's always like a thread running about, or there should be. There isn't always for me. Sometimes I forget. But there's usually, that's one of the threads that's always running when you're playing. You're thinking about your intonation, you're thinking about your bow, where it is, you're thinking about a lot of things. There's a lot of overhead involved here. So I think so this part starts after a rest. So it probably, and it starts with an 8th note. But I think I want to start the first note of the scale closer to the frog. So, because it goes... How do you manage bow katan? What? DCS deep. Once again, you are 5 steps ahead of me. Don't bogart the frog. Oh, I see. I see. You were just setting up the joke. I got you. Devkind says, gone, changed to bed, but gonna be back on my phone. Cool. Thank you again for the raid. And for hanging out, and everybody make sure you're following Dav Kind, because that's a good thing to do. Okay, so what else do we want to work on here before we play it again? The whole thing. Oh, I think the sneeze is here. Let's play drop. I acknowledge the sneeze, and now it's never gonna happen. But we'll do this round of drop, and we'll let that do its thing. Exclamation mark drop with an emote if you so choose in the chat, and we'll see. Oh, Devkind and Rocker Man both hit the target. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. The sneeze is never going to happen. Or I'm just going to be like in the middle of a note or something, and all of a sudden it's just going to come violently out of my respiratory system. That's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. I predict. All right. Let's go back. Let's get back to work. I'm not going to let a little sneeze slow me down here. Thank you everybody for playing. Let's just play the piece, I guess. Let's just do that. We'll do the whole thing. Pretend that didn't happen. Learn Music coming in with a donation to Music Cares Foundation. They're helping out music industry professionals in Los Angeles with fire relief. They do a lot of other stuff too. They do a lot of really, really great work to help music industry professionals, not just musicians, but yes, definitely musicians, but also crew and other roles that aren't just playing the music. So thanks for that. Okay. Let's move on. So this is the piece that I'm playing at my recital coming up very soon. Very soon is as specific as I'm going to get about when, but very soon. And everybody go follow Learn Music too. He's a violist and a guitarist, and he plays the glass flute and the piano and probably other things that I am unaware of, and he's awesome. So go give Learn Music a follow if you're not doing that already. Why does this say? Oh. When you're the streamer, it shows you the thing even if you're following someone. And when you're not the streamer, when you're just modding, if you're already following the person, it doesn't show the thingy. Anyway, I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, did Twitch unfollow me from Learn Music? No, but I'm still following. It's fine. You're welcome, Learn Music. I hope you're having a nice weekend. Okay, so now my wrist should be all nice and warmed up. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to play this through, and I'm not going to stop. It's very hard for me to not stop when I make a mistake, but I need to practice. You got to keep going. Like, it's a lot easier, I think, to keep. So I played violin in an orchestra in school, and I find it a lot easier to just keep going when you're with the orchestra, because the orchestra just is going to keep going whether you like it or not, or no matter what you do. So you just got to keep going. And when you're playing when you're just playing by yourself, it's so you don't have that sort of push to just keep going. So it can be tricky. And then also, when you make a mistake when you're practicing, you need to fix it right away. So there's that's ingrained, and then there's a different kind of practicing or rehearsing for a performance is different, because you just got to keep playing the piece all the way through, and you can't stop because you just can't stop. You can't stop when you're performing. So anyway, that's the thing. And I'm going to just do a metronome. I'm going to turn the metronome off, but I just want to get a tempo in my head. So many different ways to practice, yeah. And you practice different ways for different purposes. So many different approaches. Yeah, too, even if you're there's just so many ways to practice. And most of them aren't wrong, I would say. See, now I said I wasn't going to stop, and then I started thinking about all the things no, I was supposed to remember. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on some stuff, and then we'll play it. But at the recital, I'm going to probably be completely cold when I play this. I'm going to be sitting. I don't know where I am in the lineup. Usually they don't go super long. Usually we're done in less than an hour. Because it's just my teacher's students, and we just go through bam, 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 cellist, cellist, cellist. But Yeah, so one thing that I'm working on refining, if we're going to stop and we're going to do it this way, let's do it this way. So the bow. So on those grace notes, so the short notes, the short part of the note, I need to start my bow fast and then immediately slow it down. So like this. See, I'm kind of digging in. I kind of maybe don't want to dig in. This requires like kind of a lot of concentration for me. That's a hard thing for me to do. So it requires a lot more. I have to think about it more consciously. I'm not to the point where I can do it automatically. See, DCS Deep says, wham, bam, cello, ma'am. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. See, for DCS Deep says, push to keep going. Isn't it more like you can hide your mistake easier in an orchestra sound? I mean, you can. It kind of, it blends. I mean, it doesn't always blend. Sometimes it really doesn't blend. But you do have to just keep, like, if you miss a note, just don't worry about it. You got to just get back in. You got to just, like, you got to jump back in. You got to get on the horse, as some people say. Rocker man. Yeah, that did sound kind of sus. But DCS Deep is kind of sus. So there's that. There's that. Okay, so if we work on these notes. Dark Native says there's so many non-musical people who would be missing any mistakes that musicians make anyway. You're very right. You are very right, Dark Native. So if you just carry on, they would not know the difference in some cases. I know. You are absolutely 100 million% correct. And it's hard. It's hard when you're, like, playing on stage to remember that. Like, I get really, if something's out of tune, I'm like, oh God! Like, I think my ear's pretty good, and then if I hear something that's out of tune, I'm, like, horrified. It's gonna happen. Most people aren't gonna notice that. But to me, it's like fingernails on the chalkboard. It's just a thing you have to get over. So here. Mobile Davkind calling in from the phone. Am I saying your name right? By the way, is it Dav or is it Dave? You never know when you're reading somebody's name. So in addition to having to remember to do the bow thing in this spot, I also have to remember to like I have to think pretty hard about my vibrato here. Okay, that's enough of that. Where's another spot? There's the German pronunciation like Duftkind, or the English one. Both are fine. Okay, cool. Cool. Duftkind, or is it Dave Kind then? I like to get people's names right. And the things that I say in my head are not always are often wrong. So here, I think that's the big thing, actually. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Dave Kind. So if we, let's say here. Let's try it again. Let's just play it. Now that I've spent a little time remembering what I'm supposed to do with my bow, we'll see if it sticks. We'll see if it sticks. Okay, tempo again. Da, 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 da. Okay. So I screwed up. I kept playing, but I totally screwed up the bowing at the beginning. So we're going to go back and work on that. But Dave Kine says, what is the recital you are preparing for? When I was reading the title, I misread at first. Okay, yeah. So I take lessons at music school in town. And so my teacher, as like part of the what I'm paying for, is we do recitals every semester. So they're on a semester calendar because they're a school. That's so weird because like I don't deal with school anymore other than cello lessons. But yeah, it's just my teacher's students. So usually there's like maybe like 8 to 12 performers, and it's pretty low key. And there's like we have a nice little hall that we use, and I'll have an accompanist that's also another teacher at the school. She's fantastic. I've worked with her. I think she was on maternity leave for my last recital. Well, I played a solo piece last recital, so I didn't have an accompanist last semester. But I played with another, actually the wife of one of the other, my carbon fiber cello buddy, one of my teacher's other students has a carbon fiber cello as well. And that student's wife is a teacher at the school. So I played with her once. But yeah, we just, it's a pretty low key program, and my teacher is teaching, I think the youngest, we had like somebody that was like probably like 5 years old, maybe 5, 6, something like that. So real little kid. And they just killed Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. It was amazing. They were so good. They were like, they were all dressed up in like a little pink tutu. And like, they were like, I was like, I don't know what, if this kid is going to be a star in something. I don't know if it's going to be cello or if it's going to be some other art form or something, but this kid is going to be a star. And then they came to my teacher, I guess, at their next lesson, was like, that was the best day of my life or something like that. It was super adorable. But yeah, so it's a pretty low key performance, and there's usually not that many people in the audience. I usually invite 1 or 2 of my friends to come check things out. So I usually have like 1 or 2 people there supporting me, and it takes like an hour, and it's perfect. Like we get in, it takes an hour, we do our thing, and then we go home. So my next recital, it's very soon. So I have like some polish to do on this piece. But I think the big thing is just we're gonna play this through a couple of times, and I'm gonna play it through without stopping. Now that we've worked on some things, so what I'm working on is like a nice wide vibrato. We got the bow, getting the bow fast and then slow, and nice and smooth. There's some dynamic things here. So I just have to remember to play this like I know how to play it. So the beginning, but let's do the beginning a couple of times actually before I play it through. Because like the thing that happened is, so the first time, so the first time I play it through, and then it repeats. So it starts out, your bow finishes up where you want it to be when you start. The problem is the second time through, your bow ends, if you just keep the bowing as the publisher or as the arranger suggests here, you end up in a bad, I don't know what the arranger does here that makes it not awkward, but it's awkward. So we changed the first time through, you bow it one way, the last 2 measures, the last 2 measures of the first time through, and then the second time through is exactly backwards, and then there's a line. It's at the beginning of a new line is where you change the bowing. So sometimes I get confused there, and I don't know what else I need to write on my music to make it so that I don't get confused. Honestly, I know why, because my teacher added a tie. Well, whatever. We changed the bowings because we do that. And actually, so it was funny. So at my lesson this week, I heard him when I got there early and there was no student in front of me. So my teacher was just practicing by himself in his studio. And I could hear him. He was playing this piece. because it's one of the pieces. He had an issue where he was literally on stage playing Madame Butterfly with an orchestra, and his vibrato just stopped working. And so he spent a number of years having to figure out how to get his vibrato back. And this was one of the pieces, he said, that really helped him with that process. What's up, Forktorn? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna do the first section a few times. Okay, so let's stop there. What's up, DJ Vegan in Black? Good to see you. Everybody go follow DJ Vegan in Black. I mod for her, and I hang out Monday, Wednesday, and rotating Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. Let's see, Dave Kine says, when did you start playing the cello? So I've been June 2020. So this is about 4.5 years is how long I've been playing. And I played the violin. Violin is my first instrument. I won't say my primary instrument. Cello is my primary instrument right now. But violin was the first instrument I learned how to play. I play guitar. You can see my guitar. One of my guitars back here. I have a bass, but I don't really know how to play that. The strings are the same as the first 4 guitar strings, so I play a bass like a guitarist that doesn't know how to play bass plays a bass, and then cello. And I'm still like kind of a baby cellist, but I'm getting better. Let's do the beginning again. I'll do that again. What's up, Sonus Ex Machina? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a nice weekend. I picked up, oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard me say that, but my bass and my guitar are back from the shop. And I haven't played them a lot because I just picked them up today, but they feel nice. They feel nice, and they fixed the problem with the output jack on the guitar. There was a problem with the output jack. The output jack was coming loose all the time, a little bit, and it wasn't affecting like the sound really, but it was annoying. It was super annoying, and then I have to go in and tighten it up, so they fixed that. So that is good. All right, let's work on this first part again to make sure that I do the bowings, the right time. Like the SG style body, because it is an SG. It is an SG, and it's got, actually, what's up, Umo? Nice to see you. I don't know if you can see this. You see those beautiful crescent moon inlays? Maybe you can. Yes. Everybody go follow Umo, by the way. was over there the other day, and Umo was. I don't actually know what you were doing because I couldn't. You were doing the map thing. There was something with maps, and I was finishing my run, and I saw that you were on. Like I was cooling down from my run, and I saw that you were on. So I was listening, and I didn't have the visual because I was walking. I was like walking home. I was like, "There's maps. There's something about maps happening. Something about maps happening." Sonus Ex Machina says SG is a really cool body type. I've never actually owned one. It's nice. I mean, it's kind of like it's got a Gibson like really chunky neck, so there's that. It doesn't feel like my other guitar, my other electric is a Fender Stratocaster, and it just the Fender Stratocasters and Telecasters I think just feel really nice in my hand. Personally, they just feel like it's like a siren song saying, "Come, play me." So it doesn't feel as nice, but it's a nice it's a more of a, I don't know, it's a different sound than the Strat, so I think it's a good compliment. Humo says, thank you. Yeah, trying to do some crazy triangulations. Yeah, like if I had been like watching on my TV like I normally am, I would have, I'm sure I would have been able to follow along, but it was just like, oh, and then you rate it out, so I was like, oh, okay. I got home and you rated out. So, let's see. Sonus Ex Machina says, I have huge paws, so chunky necks are my jam. Oh, well, there you go. Umo says, I saw some people calling out some 50s Telecasters as their dream guitar. I don't know that I would need a 50s Telecaster, but someday I will add a Telecaster to my collection just because they feel so nice. And actually, so Sonus Ex Machina is actually a luthier. And so he builds guitars as a hobby and basses. He was playing a bass that he made the other day over on Unwoman's channel. If I could, we'll do that. Unwoman is a cellist, and one of my big inspirations to learn how to play the cello. And we were hanging out over there. We mod together over there. But yeah, she does like practice. She does practice streams too. But she does a different kind of, like we were talking earlier about how there's different ways to practice. And so I'm like, well, usually I'm doing like hardcore like technique type practice where I'm just taking little pieces of an etude or little pieces of a work and really, really zeroing in on those. And then there's more of like a rehearsal type practice, and that's what Unwoman does on her channel. But you should check out her music because it's amazing. Dark Native says, I have a Yamaha electric. Cool. Yeah, Yamaha's like a pretty solid brand, I think. Like I feel like at least across musical instruments, if it's a Yamaha instrument, it's going to be of a, certain, decent quality. Like I feel like they don't have a lot of junk. And it may not be like some of their stuff is really good, but like even like I feel like they have a certain standard. Damn it. That was the second time. That's the second time through bowing. I don't know why this is causing me so much problems now when it hasn't for most of the time that I've been playing this piece. See, Rockerman says, I've watched a few YouTube people make guitars, and it's a unique process, but it takes a lot of hard work and patience to make them. Yeah, it's a skill. So, you have woodworking, a lot of woodworking skill, and then there's like the additional like music-specific skills. My friend's kid actually was in school. I think, is he still in school? Yeah, he's in school for instrument making right now. It's like a program out in Washington, Seattle area. let's do that again. Let's see if we can do it the right way around. Let's see if we can do it the right way around. Rockman says, I've watched a few YouTube people make guitars, and it's a unique process, but it takes a lot of hard work and patience to make them. Yeah. And Umo says, and Music Cares is a great cause right now in particular. Yeah. I do know someone that that got assistance from Music Cares, not specifically from the fires, but in the past. And they were a big help. Dark Native says, I have a friend here who custom builds electric guitars, but I could never afford one. They are beautiful, though. Yeah. So on this part, I have to remember what I was talking about. You need to figure out what part of the bow you need to be in and like plan ahead and not get yourself in trouble. I got myself in trouble there. I need to make sure. I ran out of bow the first time through here. That was what was happening. So here. Is that like running? Yeah, it is exactly like running out of breath for singers, I would guess. Because like if you blow too much of your bow at the beginning of the notes and you run out, you can't save it. Like you really can't. And I would imagine, I'm not a singer, but I would imagine that's exactly the same thing that happens. Like because you can't just get more air in if you have no air and you're out of air. The only way you can get more air in is to stop the note. Or you can do what Steven Tyler does and go, that I really don't want to miss a thing by Aerosmith, because I feel like the only thing I can hear is I don't want to close my eyes. That's all I can hear when he sings that. And I do like Aerosmith, but that song in particular is like, oh, Steven, you need a little different breath work here. I'm not even a singer, and I'm like, oh, that's his secret. It's too much there. It's just too much. It's just too much. A little subtler. I don't know. Like, but that's all I can hear. And it just, love in an elevator. I had a lot of guitar lessons with Aerosmith songs. One of the ways I learned how to finger pick was Dream On. Okay, that was better. That was a little bit better. You got Guitar Nerd talk in chat. I love it. Love it. Let's see here. Let's do that again. We'll do that whole, it's the first two lines basically. So we'll work on doing the correct bowing for the first time, and the second time we play the main melody, and then we'll work on using the right part of the bow for the second phrase. good. That was good. I need to like on this part. It starts kind of at the frog. Yeah. Yeah, because it's up bow, so I'm going to be close to the frog when I get here. I think I need to stay in the upper half of the bow on the rest of that so that I have enough bow for the rest of for the long note, basically. See, Dave Kine says, do you play games in your free time or is your leisure time playing musical instruments? I have a Switch, but I haven't actually played in forever. Mostly because I have like a full-time job. It's super annoying. Super annoying, taking away all of the time, not all of the time, but a lot of the time I have for fun. So mostly, because I'm practicing like 6 days a week usually, for at least on like stopwatch time, at least an hour. So that ends up being like most of my week during the week. And then Saturdays I'm doing this. And then, yeah. And I also run. So that's another thing that takes up a lot of my time. And then I have to like feed myself and stuff, which is super annoying. Also super annoying. But I did have like, I did, back in the day, I had a subscription. I had an NES, and I had a subscription to Nintendo Power, starting with issue number 2 until, I don't remember what issue number 2 in 1989, all the way until 2001 sometime is when I stopped my subscription. So I'm an old school gamer, old school Nintendo gamer. But I don't have a lot of time to play these days. I bought a Switch mostly so I could play games online with my friends from Twitch, and I've done that exactly twice, maybe 3 times. Okay, I think that's enough on this one. Played that through. I feel pretty good about. It wasn't perfect, but I feel like that's a good place to stop because I don't want to overdo it and then start making more mistakes because I'm tired, because I have exhausted myself from this piece. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming along with me on that refinement journey. Dave Kind says, and you can try to get the number. Oh, see. Oh, here. Alpha, what's up? Good to see you. So you should play with Passagalia. Alpha, I could not keep up with Passagalia. I could not keep up with Passagalia. I have been playing for 4.5 years, and I am nowheres near. Like I'm like a. Like if I was a fourth grader when I started, I'd be like a middle school. I'd be like an 8th grader at this point. I'd be in the 8th grade orchestra. We met switch games. Switch games, maybe. What were we gonna do next? We had things to do. Oh, that wasn't even. Oh, I didn't even have the right song displayed. Sorry. That was Eric Satie. That was not an etude. All right. Well, I guess we're going to do... Oh, wait. What happened to my etude? Now I'm all confused. I did things in the wrong order, or in a different order than I thought that I was going to do them in. So let me just fix that. Schroeder. Oops. She already has a cello player with a doctorate. She needs a cello player with a doctorate. She needs one. So that's good. Okay. Let's do, so I have another etude. An etude that I'm working on. I told my teacher I wanted to work on chords and double stops. So that's what we're doing. Too many things on my music stand. Double stops are fun. So double stop, for those of you that aren't familiar with double stop, this is double stop. That's a double stop. You play 2 strings at once. You can't actually play chords on a bow because technically a chord is 3 notes or more, it's a triad or more notes, and then it's a dyad is 2 notes because that's how you play chords when you're bowing because the bridge is curved. You can't play 3 notes at once. You can't the bow, the angle of the bow does not allow you to hit, well, I mean, I guess if you really, really dig in and make some really horrible noises, you could maybe do it. Okay, so this etude is for double stops, so I'm just going to start playing it. This is in my line of vision, which is awesome. So anyway, a lot of what has to happen here is there's a lot of preparing to play notes. Like in Spaceballs, when they're preparing the ship for ludicrous speed. Yeah, you actually do need to prepare. Cause see here, got my first finger across 2 strings, and you really have to let your gravity and weight evenly press down on both strings, otherwise you're out of tune. we changed that. We changed that. This is awkward. This is so awkward. So we changed it to be like this. So I'm shifting, but I'm also actually sliding my finger. So it is, what is that? Are you down bow or are you up bow? Oops, that's easier than that. So here, that's getting a lot better in tune these days. Let's see, Sonosex Machina says, but if you really want to get crazy, triple stops are really nuts. There's a Shostakovich cello concerto with a bunch of them. I guess you just have to bow super hard and then intonation's a pain in the ass. I mean, are they actually like doing like, or is it, because like, because I'm not actually doing all three notes at once. I suppose if it's an open string, you can like it'll ring. But if it's not an open string, if it's like this, this is probably going to sound terrible because I don't know what notes these are. I mean, I guess you can. It's a little easier to get away with it if it's an open string. Like Eine kleine Nachtmusik starts out like this. On violin it starts out like this. I'm not playing the right notes. Oh, that's peaking. Sweet, sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, anyway. We don't need to worry about those right now. So, what did my teacher tell me to do here? I have notes about this. And I'm not remembering what he told me. This is why I write things down. Always bring a notebook and a pencil to your lessons. Okay. Keep fingers. I didn't write it down, so I have no idea. It's gone. It's totally gone. Oh, I think this is where we anchor. Is it here or is it somewhere else? Where I'm using my third finger as an anchor. Yeah, I think that's here. Yeah, that's where it is. So I'm shifting here, actually. Figure is flat, is consistently flat. Dark Native says, I write things on my phone but never remember to look at it. Well, at least you know you got it written down. That's something. I mean, because if you did remember to look at it, it would be there. If something is not written down and searchable, it's like, I don't know. At work, I'm a compulsive note taker at work because otherwise everything will just go in one ear, out the other. Okay, so I think I remember. I think oh hey, we got people on YouTube. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Tom? Oh no, Daniel's gonna cause chaos in 2 formats, and it's so tiny over there. I forgot to increase the size of the font. And it's so tiny. It's so tiny and so far away. Just so you know, Daniel, Cathador is a mod over there too. Yeah, so here, this is where the thing that I was remembering, it comes into play. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on the YouTube link before the Twitch one. Oh, that's fine. Yes, font size does matter. Let's see here. So here... Same notes that I was having trouble with before. This is where the 3rd finger anchors because we go... OMFG, what's up? Nice to see you. Can I call? Should I call you? Is it Mary or Mari? OMFG. Let me know which way to say the A. Let's see here. Mary. Flat on my 4th finger again. Okay. Now I'm good on my 4th finger and I'm flat, or I'm sharp on my 1st finger. So this is a big stretch. You can kind of see. It's a pretty big stretch. This is extended position in 1st position, which is the notes are the farthest apart back here. At least until you get up here into 5th position and then you stop using your pinky. It is a big stretch. Oh, Mari. Name is confusing to type, the pronunciation, yeah. Gotcha. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Like, when you read somebody's name, you don't necessarily think about how it actually needs to be said, you know? We're making progress on the 4th finger, at least. Oh, cool, you're a cellist. We love the cello friends over here. We love the cello friends. Yeah. It's like not, you know, it's not too bad when you're not playing double stops, and then you're playing double stops and it's so much harder. officially met on Joe's stream when Manos stream. Okay, yeah. Because I know we had chatted before. I usually remember that I've chatted with somebody, but I don't always remember where it is. I don't always remember where we met or where we interacted. I feel like that's the more important part, though. The more important part is that you remember the person. The less, and then secondarily is the venue. Wait, we changed something here too. What did we change? I wrote something down and I don't understand what I did. Oh, that's not a finger mark. That's a practice this little section note bracket. Thought it was a 1. I'm like, wait, was I supposed to shift there? Yeah, we did change that. So it's here. I think that's an up bow. I'm only almost right. That's right. I'm only almost 6 months into playing the cello. I told my instructor that I was teaching myself the Suzuki Book 1, and he was like, "Nope, we're diving straight into the fun part. Feuillard it is." Oh yeah, I was just there. We were just doing some Feuillard. I don't know if you can. My paper is orange. That is not. I had orange paper in my printer when I printed this, and so now I have orange sheet music. Yeah, I usually do something from section 1, section 2, and section 8 to warm up. My teacher loves the Feuillard. First time I tried Feuillard, I thought I lost some brain cells. Yeah, are you talking about the finger twisters in number 2? Until I finally got the mechanics. I just wrote the fingers on top, and then I was like, yeah. 2, I mean, that's the point, right? So the finger twisters are... The point is that it gets you so you're on your toes, but not on your toes, on your fingers, because it's like they're like tongue. They're the cello equivalent of tongue twisters, finger twisters. That's what my teacher calls them. I don't know if that's a like actual term or not, but that's what he calls them, and I think it works. Alpha says, I just had to check the chat for this Feuillard thing. Here, I got a thing. I have a command. If you type !exercises in the chat, then you'll get a link to some sheet music. Oh yeah, it's a Kotobo. It's a Kotobo. It's a Diamonds GX. And I live in Minnesota, and Kotobo's headquarters are in Minnesota. Like they're south of me. It was like a 2.5 hour drive or something. So I treated myself to, I talked to them and I scheduled an appointment with them and tried I think I tried a dozen different bows. And I had my acoustic and my electric cello. My electric cello is behind me here. And yeah, is it not too heavy? I didn't think it was heavy. So honestly, I really I wanted the SX, because you can get it in pretty colors, and I wanted something in pretty colors, and I didn't like it. I got there and I was like, all right, I want it. Let's, and I liked the GX better. I liked actually the NX and the GX, better than the SX for whatever reason. This one I think it's more frog weighted. I'm kind of frog heavy when I play. I'm like that on violin as well. So, and it was I figured it was maybe a little bit too advanced of a bow for me, but I liked it. So I was like, well, the NX is more of their student bow. And I really liked the NX, and it was a lot cheaper. But this one, I thought, since I liked it, I was like, well, this one I have more room to grow into. Because that's the thing, is like, as you get more adept at playing and you can handle a different type of bow. So I had been playing. It's like I've had this bow for like almost 2 years, I think. And I've been playing 4.5 years. So like 2 years in, roughly 2-3 years in. What did I like about? I just felt good. I don't know. It felt good, and it felt good on both of my cellos. I just liked it. Because I played the Marquis, like their top line, like super duper professional bows, and I played like everything they could give me to demo when I was there. You got the NX? Yeah. I tried Luma, NX, and Prodigy, and Prodigy was so easy to use, but it felt like I will develop bad habits because of how easy it was. Luma was so lightweight, but NX caught my heart. Yeah, I really liked the NX, and like I said, if I had been maybe earlier on in my cello journey, I might have bought the NX and saved myself some money. But I felt like I could handle the GX, so I was like, well, we'll just do one and done. We'll just buy it, and then my intention is to get. I have 2 bows, but like my other bow is, it's just like the electric violin shops. They have 2 bows, and it's like their branded bow, and it's fine. But this is a nicer class of bow than that one. So that's my backup bow. But I would like to get another Coda bow for my electric cello specifically. And then I don't know, like, and I might get maybe I'll like the SX better. If I demo that one, and with my electric cello, and think about it just for my electric cello, because those are actually more geared towards electric instruments. But I didn't like it. I was kind of bummed that I didn't like it. So see, Mari says, I got the NX because I know I will be investing into something really good for a long run, so it would also be a good way to learn better techniques. Yeah. I think you made a really good choice. I think that's a bow that, like, as a beginner, it will serve you well, and then it'll probably serve you well for a while, and eventually you'll probably graduate to another bow, but then you can be your backup bow. Yeah, these models are like the wand from Harry Potter. It chooses you. Yeah, that is kind of like, so for those of you that don't know, when you pick a bow, you don't pick a bow. You pick a bow that pairs with your instrument. So it's a whole thing, and you have to go, and you don't just buy something off the shelf and you're like, I want this one because it has these specs that I need. You have to try it. You have to play it, and you have to play it on the instrument that you're going to use it with. Because the same bow will feel different with a different instrument. And it's just a thing. It's just a thing about bowed string instruments. Says it also goes with how you play. Yep, if it suits you, you have to get it. Don't matter if it's pretty or ugly. Yeah. The sound you create when you choose the right bow is so worth it. Do you play other string instruments besides cello, by the way? You're sounding like you've done a lot of homework in the 6 months that you've been playing cello. So I am guessing that you have some other experience. But I could be wrong. Let's do that section again. I need to play probably. So I have markings to play these 3 notes and repeat them. And I keep screwing up the third. It's this. So I'm shifting back into half position. And then my first finger is all ready to go. And then I just got to stretch for that 4th finger. The other thing, this is what he told me, my teacher. So here, on these notes that are this pattern, so it's half note, quarter note, quarter note. I have to get out to the tip. I kind of have to work my way out. Work my way out there. Focus on one thing at a time here. Mari says, I used to play the violin in 6th grade, but my instructor was so good at yapping, I learned nothing, so that gave me a bad impression. Only did it for a month or 2, and then I taught myself piano in 2023 for a couple of weeks and thought it was too easy. I thought piano was super hard because I couldn't, with violin and guitar, because those were the two instruments. Well, with violin, I wasn't playing guitar yet. Your right hand and your left hand are doing something very different. And I went to piano, and like it's the same technique, you know. And like if I'd have practiced and like been a better student, I might have been able to keep up with it. But it was like they were too similar. Both hands were too similar. And so I found it like the wires in my brain were crossed or something, and I just couldn't manage. But also I was not a good student. So like I probably would have figured it out had I practiced, but I didn't. And then I just gave up, and then I took up guitar. But anyway, then my grandpa passed away last year. I'm sorry to hear that. But I couldn't go to his funeral, so I didn't know how to cope and handle my grieving, so I picked up the cello to help myself express without using words, and I fell in love with it. Oh, yeah, I'm very sorry about your grandpa. But I'm glad that you found the cello and that it helped you with that. Yeah, I started playing in 2020, and it was such a grounding thing to just do like repetition of like a measure or 2 at a time, and like just like working on etudes was so therapeutic for me. It just like kept me like, you could just like shut everything else off and all the crazy and all the whatever, and you could shut it all off, and I could just focus on the music and like the technique and like all of that. Rockerman says, is it hard or easy playing with other players or a backing track compared to just practicing with nothing in the background? It kind of depends on what you're doing. Playing with a backing track is a particular skill. Playing with other people is a different skill. Because like the backing track just goes, whereas when you're playing with other people, you have kind of a you're playing off of each other. If you watch like a group of musicians playing together, there you can see, or even the orchestras too, like they might be looking at the sheet music, but like they're looking around. They're watching each other. They're watching the conductor. But like if you look at like a rock band, or when you see like those some of those like supergroup like tribute concerts where they just get a bunch of musicians together and you have like all these superstars playing, like for example, I don't remember what this was for, but there was one where like a bunch of really famous guitarists got together and played While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and then Prince comes out and like really shreds on everything, and you've got like all these famous guitarists. If you watch videos of those, you'll see them watching each other. And like, you know, yeah, they've got their monitors in their ears probably, but like there's no, so that's a particular skill. And then playing with a backing track is different because there isn't that give and take. So you have to be, and I think playing with a click track or like a metronome is the same thing. Like nobody's going to wait for you, or like, so you have to adjust for the thing that you're playing with, which is a little bit different than, you know, somebody meeting you in the middle when you're playing with like a live person. Mari says, yeah, the part where you develop independence on both hands was challenging, but it got too easy, so I got bored. Cello gave me great challenges, and yes, it's so therapeutic. It didn't matter if I was producing goat in distress sounds. It's just so satisfying. Alpha says, I'm always in awe when I see musicians talk to each other through telepathy, especially the call and answer type jazz jams. Yeah, and, you know, a lot, you know, part of that, it's not so much telepathy, it's like practice and really knowing your instrument and knowing, you know, it's a lot of years of work. So it looks like telepathy, but they're also probably watching each other, and they're, you know, feeding off of each other, and, you know, sort of listening and like developing that skill to know how to join in with others. And if you see like a group, you know, like a professional musician that's like, you know, like a professional musician is going to know how to play with other people, but and can just jump in with whoever. But it's really special when you see people that play together often, that are really, really good, that are really skilled. I think that's a whole other level. Frolic Chris, what's up? Speaking of music bringing people together, we've got the Frolickers coming in here. And so Frolic Chris is a pianist, and we've gotten to hang out in person multiple times. We haven't played music together yet, which is like completely bizarre, but we'll have to fix that at VGM Con. But make sure everybody, because I was stupid and I was up until 3 a.m. playing music, and you actually went to bed at a reasonable hour. So everybody go follow Frolic Chris. He's a pianist. He's a singer. He actually sings in a choir. So he's like a legit singer. And also writes original music and really likes video game music. And he's a good dude. Good dude. Let's see. Mari says, I've always thought Twitch was for gaming until I found out about the music category. I was so happy to see it. Yeah. So we're working on an etude here. We're working on some double stops. We will jam at VGM Con. I'm staying over. I think I told you that, but like last year I live like a half an hour away from where the con is, and I was like, I'm gonna sleep in my own bed. And that was maybe not the right thing to do because I was so tired. And then also Record Store Day was the same weekend, and it's the same weekend this year too, and my favorite band is Garbage, and they released something on Record Store Day. And for those of you that don't know what Record Store Day is, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's where it's basically intended to support your local record store, which I am all enthusiastically for. But a bunch of artists, it's like a kind of a crowdsourced sort of thing. And the Record Store Day is like they make up the event, and then all the indie record stores can sign up and they can order. There's all these releases that come out for Record Store Day that are exclusive. And your indie record stores, they order what they want, and then, but they're limited quantity of everything, so they don't know what they're actually going to get with their order until they open the box and they inventory it. So they don't get everything that they order. And then that makes it so that you, as a fan, if there's a particular release that you want, sometimes sometimes the store that you go to, you have to wait in line early in the morning, and here, because I'm in Minnesota, often in the cold, because April at like 6 o'clock in the morning is not a good time, usually. So anyway, it's a whole thing. So last year what happened at VGMCon was I was streaming with John Lee and Sarah Mahoney Music. John Lee Music, Sarah Mahoney Music, Rob Kovacs, String Player Gamer. We were all like, we were playing, I don't remember what night was what, but we just commandeered a piano. We commandeered the piano that Frolic Chris performed at earlier in the day. And we just hung out and we streamed and we played music until 3 a.m. And then I had to drive home a half an hour, and I set my alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning so that I could go to the record store to get in line for the opening at 8 a.m. And then a person in front of me in line got the record, the one copy of the garbage record that I wanted. So then I ran into a friend in line at that record store. And so then she drove me to another record store. We carpooled over to the other record store so we could wait in line again, together in the cold. And it was pretty cold. To wait for them to open the doors. And then we got in and the store was chaos. It was like, had to do a little scavenger hunt, like in the store, because they didn't just have the record store day titles all together. They're all like scattered on end caps and like whatever. Probably so you buy more stuff, which is fine. And I did. I bought a lot of stuff there. But it was a whole thing. And then I got home at like 11 a.m. or something and like passed out for 2 hours and then went back to the convention, where I then stayed up until 3 a.m. streaming with John and Sarah and whoever else. I was very tired. It was a lot. Yeah, that was why I DM'd you, Frolic Chris, and I was like, oh no, they're the same, we got it good. And Garbage is releasing a record, and I'm just expecting that they're gonna have a record store day exclusive, like green vinyl or something, and then because of the spoiled little fangirl that I am, we're gonna have to go to the record store on the other side of town that is by the convention, which it's only like 10 minutes from the 10-minute drive, so it could be worse. Anyway, let me just play through this Etude because I think I'm pretty much done. I feel like I'm done working on this, so let's see how it sounds. Do what you gotta do, yeah. I appreciate the support. Again. Okay, so I screwed up the notes here. Let's see it. Let's do that again. that's enough of this. I am very tired. Very tired. So, let's do a thing. Rocker Man made a request for some looping. So, play with the looper. So let's do that. Let's play drop, because I gotta plug some stuff in. And I'll get my guitar, my other guitar that I just got set up. Actually, yeah, we'll see here. We'll do a thing. We'll do a quick thing. We'll play drop. I'm gonna move some stuff around. We're gonna do a thing. See, Umo says you got. So you know the Windows error noise? I'm getting some flashbacks with those little chirps. I don't remember. Oh, are you getting chirps in the piece, or are they coming from my computer and I don't know it? I have desktop sound. I think I have desktop sound disabled. I think. I mean to have desktop sound disabled if I don't. All right, let's do this. Let's do drop. And I can talk while we're playing. Exclamation mark drop. And you can add your favorite emoji if you would like to. Yeah, no. Output, headphone, yeah. No, not actual Windows things. I mean, I just had a realization that some of the error noises are cello sounds. Could be. Could be. Let's see. I gotta figure out what needs to be plugged in. Oh, and then I need headphones. That's a thing. Where does this plug in? This is my input. This is my output. Oh, nobody hit the target. What a stingy round to drop. Let's reset. Let's do another one. Night Alpha. Sketty Sandwich, welcome in. I just realized spaghetti sandwich. I get it. I get it. I just learned from Cathedora that you can you can queue up the drop. So it's like a race and everybody just goes at once. And I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to go and look at their docs and figure out how that works, because that was really fun, even though you have no control over what you're doing. I don't know why this game is so fun, but it is. Okay, I got headphones. And we got headphones. We got a pedal. cellos are super awkward. Super awkward. Okay, let's do another round. Drop is being super stingy, and wow, is my chair squeaky. Super squeaky. Here, let's use a guitar. Oh, let me turn this mic off. We don't want that other mic. All right, I gotta tune this guitar. Ugh. It thinks it's tuned down a half step. Should have just used it tuned down. Sketty Sandwich says, I've wanted to learn cello for a while. Awesome. Congratulations, Umo, by the way, for hitting the target. Very nice dropping. Oh, Sketty Sandwich, nice dropping there. So what I would suggest, you can rent a cello. I would suggest renting a cello from a string shop near you. Because cellos are really expensive. Wait. That's an F. That's, oh, goodness. What the hell is wrong with this guitar? I swear I didn't, like, tune this down. It just... The humidity must have dropped significantly since the last time I played this guitar. Yeah, anyway, Sketty Sandwich, I would rent a cello. See if you like it, and get yourself a teacher. Because I play violin. And I was like, oh yeah, how hard, I play violin. How hard could cello be? I don't need a teacher. It'll be fine. And then I did decide to take lessons with a teacher. And I was like, oh my gosh, it would have been really stupid to try and do this myself. It would have been so hard. So hard. Because there's even with a violin background, it was things are different. So, and I'm not trying to discourage you from playing. I'm just saying, rent a cello. Might be $50, $75 a month for a decent student cello that somebody else will maintain for you. Most rentals will, like, they have a package where, like, maybe they'll change the string. They might, string changes might come in for free, for example, or a small fee, but, you know, whatever. And it just, like, it makes things so much easier. Because, like, the other thing about, like, cello strings is there's a lot of tension on them because they're so fat. That, like, I was afraid. Like, if your pegs slip and they get, like, way out of tune, like this guitar just did, it's a whole pain in the ass to tune it. So it's just good to have, like, additional support. Okay. That still sounds... Something sounds... Which one of you is the problem? Usually it's the B string. The B string is the weird string. Now I don't have a plan. This is all for Rocker Man. This is all for Rocker Man. Something is. Let's do. I forget which knobs are which on this guitar. Is this even coming through? See. Sonus Ex Machina says, oh, so the piece I was talking about with the triple stops is the Shostakovich Cello Concerto No. 1. I recorded a very talented player named Meng Yang playing it when I was in grad school. Oh, awesome. He remarked after the recording session that he felt like he needed to smoke a cigarette because Shostakovich had effed him so hard. That's hilarious. Oh, this is the one that I usually like, but why are you... I have 4 knobs. So, Sonus Ex Machina. This has the Jimmy Page wiring system. Which knobs are my volume? It's the ones, it's these ones, I think. Oh, I don't know, Jimmy Page. Okay. On a regular SG, which ones are the volume? There's too many knobs. I don't, play this guitar very much. Oh, you know what? I know what the problem is. Something is peaking. Okay. So this needs to come down. Instrument in. This needs to come up. Okay. It's peaking going into the mixer. Why is it? What's the gain at? Okay, so this needs to come down. Volume. Okay. All right. Usually with Gibsons, the toe knobs, or the 2 knobs closest to the neck are volume and the farther paratone. Yeah, I think that's right. Because these go like that too. I don't know what that does. It changes while the... We'll just keep them in regular position. So I bought this guitar from a former coworker. So he had the Jimmy Page wiring installed. And this is not a guitar that I play very often. But it's here because my other guitar was at the shop. And I like to switch which guitar I play. just to like keep them in rotation or whatever. But the guitar that I got back from the shop is right over there. It's behind the camera. So if I think about what I was working on a loop. I have to think about what the notes are because I'm thinking because I did it on cello. Yeah, so that wasn't what I was working on. That's just something that came to mind. I was working on Right Where It Belongs by Nine Inch Nails. And so on cello, it was, I wrote down sheet music. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see if MuseScore makes my whole computer crash. Or let's see if the version that I saved is actually even readable. Because I had the, oh, it is. So now, I think we can do this. Put this on the other screen. Let's do, and this is, let's do. That. Okay, let's see now if I can read. So now I have, this was written in bass clef and tenor clef because I wrote it on cello. And now we're on a guitar, which is neither of those clefs. Oh yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay, does that work? Can I talk over that? Okay, so this one, all right, so we got an F. Where's it F? Oh, F. No, it's starting on a D. It's starting on D. So that would be, oh. Probably should have had my bass out. notes right there. Boy, I tell you, somebody asked me, I think last week or the week before, if like, because a cello is tuned in fifths and a guitar is tuned in fourths for the most part. There's that weird B string. They asked me which one was better, and it's like, well, neither one's really better, but if you're playing octaves, tuning in fifths is much easier. Because or tuning in fourths, excuse me. Tuning in fifths, trying to play octaves when you're tuned in fifths is not that much fun. It's super confusing to switch between them. Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's the intro and the first verse. And then we have and then it's in, what do we have? We have a D. Are you D? Yes, you're D. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that up here. Where is there a D up here? So I'm reading this in bass clef, and this is not a bass clef instrument. Okay, so then that's a... My brain is scrambled. I can do this on a cello. That's a B. Night, Dave Kine. Thank you again for the raid, and I hope you have a good night and a good rest. Sonus Ex Machina says, tuned sober, play drunk. So a cello is tuned drunk. No, it's not tuned drunk. It's just different. Everybody, make sure you give Dave Kind a follow if you're not already following. Okay, so this is... What did I do here as I was writing this out? And then that is down... That's a B. D... Oh my gosh. D, C, B. Oh, okay. So here, let's just maybe work on the verse. And then, what's our tempo? Oh, you know what? I wrote down a tempo. I wrote down 73. Let's turn on the rhythm, because I can't do this without a metronome. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I like that. did something to my settings so that I can't see the loop anymore. It just says record. I think that'll fix it. Yeah, that fixed it. Okay, I can see what's going on now. So looping is a thing that I am very new at, and I don't practice very often, and I should. How that's, I think it's going to be a little bit off. Okay, let's try that. Why is it doubling? Oh! You hear that? It's like ping pong. It's like it's doubling. Looping is hard, yes. There's only one input. It's just coming from this cable is going to the pedal. And that. Okay, let's make it. The thing, this is one reason why practicing with the metronome is important. There's a way to make it so that the pedal like does things differently. And it's been a long time since I've read the manual. Why is that not? It doesn't look my foot press, and I actually have shoes on. Oops. Sweet, I just turned it off. But now I can reach. I have these things, these toppers, so that I can use the pedal when I'm not wearing shoes, because it kind of hurts. These have little buttons. There we go. Let's take these off for now. Didn't know these were a thing, and then I think I learned from one of my violin friends, Origi music, Origi violin. Oh, hang on, I'm here. That those pedal toppers were a thing. See you, Mari. Thank you for hanging out and chatting. It was fun. And good luck with all the cello things. Let's see if this works better. Yeah, okay. The problem was the toppers. Anyway, there's a way to make it so that the rhythm starts when you hit the button, and I don't remember how to change that setting right now. If any of you have Joe Plays Violin earblood emotes, you may use them now. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, I'm tuning, so I don't want you to hear the cello. I wrote this down. I turned my mic back on. See, if I turn this mic off, the cello will sound better. Might make more sense. So I had this, I don't have all the fingering worked out for that, and I don't know if it'll be better with a bow or with pizzicato. Here, wait for it to come around again. Shifting down too much. The pizzicato doesn't come through very well. Turn this up. Yeah. So there's a switch down here that has, this is arco mode. So I think I should leave it. I know a lot of people just leave that have this kind of cello, just leave it on arco mode all the time. So I don't like just shifting all the way up. Arco is a lot clearer for the pits, yeah. I like read stuff about how the frequency, the string moves differently for arco and pizzicato, and that's why there's the switch. But I don't know how many people actually use the switch. So there's another C here. It starts on C. I don't like that either. But I don't like that big shift from here. You could do a harmonic there. think I'm just gonna riff on this, kind of like a right where it belongs inspired, but not actually right where it belongs. Let's like maybe add a layer. So this is in D, it's kind of D minor. I was actually, for the music nerds in the house, so the riff starts on a C. So it's actually... But it's in a D. It's definitely centered around D. These are all Ds. But so the first time through is ba-dum. It has, it's an F sharp. Wait, D, E, yeah, F sharp. And then the second time through it's an F natural. So it's alternating between F sharp and F natural, which is interesting. And I couldn't figure out, I was like, okay, is this in, and the key signature that I wrote in the music is I wrote it as if it's in F major or D minor. But it just, something is doing something interesting. But you can hear it. there. It's very interesting. It's a pretty simple song. There's some chromaticism in it, or modulation, or something. Yeah. Because it's definitely, it's like it's switching between D. It feels minor, and this is where I was like, well, I guess it's switching between F and F sharp. So it's switching between scales. And I am not very good at music theory either, but I'm trying to learn things because it makes a lot of other things better. Oh, and then, here, let's stop this loop. So then let me switch tracks. I've got so the looper that I have is it's a Boss RC500, so it's got two tracks. So you can have like a verse and a chorus, different loops, or whatever. So the minor shift is major. I don't know. It's majory minor, minory major. It keeps switching between major and minor. So I think. So what did I write down here for the chorus? I wrote down. I don't know why I wrote that. Because it's D. Oh, I think I was playing it here. Maybe that D. Maybe it's a harmonic. And then there's so many ledger lines. I don't know why I did it like this. Because actually the way that I wrote the cello part was like this. Wait, no. Yeah. Originally I wrote it like that. Or like this. Something like that. I wrote it up here because octaves are hard. Octaves would be, so octaves are easy here. Super easy. But that's the only, when you can use an open string is the only spot where octaves on a cello are easy. So here's a D. And then the next D is all the way, this is the D. So like, I know people like, so in order to do that, you'd have to do it like this. Well, it's easy again because it's an open string. But let's say we wanted to do like Fs. It would be here. And that's like. Octaves are hard until you remove their pits. Oh my. So, what was I thinking? Up here, because that's definitely a D. And then D, E, F, G, A. Yeah, so. I think I wrote this without my cello. I wrote like, I've had done different iterations, so I think it's. Yeah. What if everything around? What if everything? No, that's not right. What if everything around you isn't quite as it seems? think that's it. What if everything around you isn't quite as it seems? What if all the worlds you think, what if all the worlds you think you know is an elaborate dream? If you could look right through the cracks, could you find yourself afraid to see? And then it goes back to the beginning. I think that's it. Yeah, and Rocker Man. There you go. That's why I'm working on chords. Thanks for hanging out, Sonus Ex Machina. And everybody, like, come hang out. You like cello, you like practice, come hang out with us on Thursday nights at 11:30 p.m. Central Time, my time, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Oh, she's, yeah, go do the thing. Here, let's shout out Unwoman. Again. Oh. And you guys, everybody go to her website. She's amazing. Like, seriously, like, she actually, I think Sonus Ex Machina said we have the same cello. She's got the 5-string. She actually stayed with me. I booked her in 2013, I think it was, because I'm a promoter. So that's how we didn't meet. We'd met before that, but I've been a fan of hers for a long time. And then I booked her. We got to hang out, and we hang out on Twitch on Thursday nights these days. But yeah, check out her. She does a lot of covers. She has like a huge library of covers, and they're all like cello is her primary instrument, but she's also an electronic musician. So and she's a producer, and she like does everything herself, and has been doing everything herself for like a really long time. So, yeah, check out her stuff. Check out her Bandcamp too. All right, Rocker Man, this was good. Thank you for nudging me to practice some looping. Sonus Ex Machina says she's amazing. I'm a huge fan. That's not because she's my partner. Yes. Her stuff is really, really, really. Her originals are amazing, and so are her covers, and so she's worth going to check out her music. And she's got she just left Patreon, so she's got a Bandcamp subscription now. So if you're a big Bandcamp fan like I am, unwoman.bandcamp.com, which is linked from her website. Thanks for the 9 Inch Nails. It's a favorite? Yeah, I've just been like, I know you gotta go, but yeah, it's a song that has really kind of really just hit the vibe that I'm personally feeling right now. So I've been listening to that. I revisited With Teeth when I drove home for Thanksgiving at a long drive and listened to I accidentally had it on shuffle, and then I was like, wait a minute, this isn't how the album goes. And then I listened to the whole thing in order because I'm a bit obsessive like that. But yeah, I think this was good practice, Rocker Man, and I thank you for encouraging me to do some looping practice, because I haven't. I need to work on the. I need to. What I think I'm not gonna sing. Like, obviously I was singing tonight, but I was just singing to get like the. I'm not a singer, but I just wanted to get the to get the melody. But I think how I would like to do this is I might do, it's kind of a pain in the butt to switch between instruments in my situation, because cellos are very, very awkward. So like, I'm not sure how I would want to like do this if I was actually like performing it. But I think instead of doing the, like to do the main rhythm part, I think makes sense to do it on bass. But it was nice to do it. It's a little bit, guitars are easier to play. Or I'm a guitarist, so like obviously I think a guitar is easier to play. But you know, the notes are closer together and stuff. So I think how I would do it is I would either just do it all on cello, and that's how I started writing this out. But then you get into you have to kind of pay attention to what frequency range you're in. So you can't like because if you play everything like down here, like in these notes, then they kind of blend together in a loop. So you can do it where like on a cello or another bowed string instrument, for example, you could maybe do that something like if you're going to have two parts in the same frequency range, you could maybe do one part arco and one part pizzicato to kind of separate them a little bit, but it still can get a little muddy. So then you got to kind of figure out how you want to space out the notes on the fingerboard in the parts. And so that's where I was like, well, I could play this part. If I play it up here, then where do we put the melody, right? So it's, let's see here. Let me start this. We'll let it run through once. No, we didn't. Then it's. So you play it there, and then have this going. You could have it. You could do it there, I think. I think you could do that. I think that would separate it out enough. But I think having that, playing that on that. Well, let's try it. Actually, let me turn this down. This might make a noise. I keep the. Where did my cable go? Okay, this might make another noise. I need a different pick. I need a heavy pick. There you are. Are you a heavy pick? Yes. No, you're a medium pick that is the same color as my heavy picks. I have like 80 picks there. So it would be like this. Everything's so far away. Let's see, what is this? How does this go? What if everything around? What's up, Tesno? How's the bass coming? Speaking of bass, look, I got my bass. I got it set up, and I just got it back today. There we go. If everything around, what if everything there it is. What if everything around you? You were in an industrial party in Helsinki? That sounds awesome. Oh no! The person live streaming Unwoman Set stopped? Oh no! She was just setting up and they went offline. Maybe they'll come back on when she starts playing. There we go. What if everything around? No, something's wrong. What? Luckily got a bed for the night. Oh, cool. So you're in Helsinki still. What if everything around you? Yeah, something's wrong. I'm singing something wrong. Anyway, I think that's the way to go. I think the way to go is to write it out, to write out the rhythm part on bass, and then switch instruments to cello, and then do everything else on cello. And then probably like thinking about how would I sequence this. I'd probably do, because I'd be switching instruments, I'd probably do the verse loop, and then do the chorus loop on the bass. And then I would switch instruments and then do everything else on the cello. I think that's how I would do it. Yeah, Sonus Ex Machina knows about industrial parties. I'm not saying that like just because I know the types of music that you listen to include industrial music. But everybody, you guys you all should follow Tessino because he's a DJ, and he's awesome. And he gave me a sword for some reason over there. He trusts me, and so when I'm over there, I'm helping to mod. So make sure you're following Tessino. It is good times. All right, friends. I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to find somebody to raid. This has been a really long stream. I don't think I've ever streamed this long. I'm pretty sure I haven't. So, okay. That bass was really quiet. I've only managed to pass through Helsinki on the way to a Finnish city that I cannot read. I have not had the privilege of going to Finland, but my ski coach in college is of Finnish descent, and he would play us a lot of really, really interesting Finnish music. He's a music nerd. We're still friends, and he's a music nerd, and he actually had a radio show so he was an alum of the college and coaching at the college he was an alum at. So they let him, like, alums could do radio shows on the college station. So he and I both had radio shows when I was there. And so we'll just say that the music in the ski van was very eclectic. We'll just call it that. So anyway, Tessino says there was a couple of bands, 19 to 23. Oh my goodness, a couple of bands. That's a lot of couple of bands. Then 2 DJs playing more metal, electronic, 1 drum and bass, and the last one was industrial techno. Nice. I really like, out of like the different like sort of spooky kid, dark cider genres, I do really like industrial techno. 19 o'clock to 23. Okay. 24-hour clock. I gotcha. So 4 hours of bands and then 2 DJs. Yes. I am with you. All right. Let's do a thing. Let's say goodbye to our YouTube people. Thank you, Daniel and Tom over on YouTube. And everybody else that was lurking.